In Mountain Blade, anyone can start as a nobody and end up ruling an entire continent. It is a world where every battle becomes a story, every mistake becomes a scar, and every victory, no matter how small, pushes you one step closer to the throne. And this is the road I'm on. In the last episode, I felt that firsthand. I was just another lost soul, stumbling over my own decisions, until I claimed my first castle, earned my title as a lord, and led an army that could win battles even when I fall. Still, war beat me down, tested me, but still, I pushed forward. And for the first time, it feels like my story is truly beginning. Hello everyone, and welcome back from Noob to Hight King. This is episode 4, and today my rise continues. I pick up exactly where I left off, on day 209. And right at the start, I had to step away from the war, just for a moment. Not out of fear, but out of necessity. I finally had a fief, a castle, and absolutely no idea how to make it actually turn a profit. And on top of that, the region was crawling with bandits and deserters. I didn't fully understand, and honestly I still don't, how the mechanics actually work. But one thing is obvious, letting criminals roam free around my villages can't end well. So I started clearing the area, or at least I tried. Not long after, I joined a nearby siege, taking another castle. It would have been perfect to strengthen my position on the border, but the enemy had no intention of giving us anything for free. Holy shit, look at the size of that army. Oh, no, bye bye, good luck. I had to retreat, and as expected, our army was crushed. Every noble captured. A disaster, but a predictable one, unfortunately. So, I went back to patrolling and clearing the area. But at the moment I turned my back, the enemy started attacking my villages. I rushed to defend them.
Lead the horsemen! Charge!
And succeeded, but the castle kept being a massive problem. Something fundamental wasn't clicking for me, and then it hit. The culture mismatch was killing everything. Without a proper governor or being the same culture, loyalty just collapsed. Since I couldn't fix that right now, I made a bitter decision. I donated the castle back to the kingdom. It was just draining my resources. But not long after, it was besieged again, and even though it wasn't mine anymore, my sister and my brother were inside, but now as prisoners. I couldn't just ignore that. I assembled an army and started a siege to reclaim it. I don't know what happened to the enemy main force. Maybe they were busy somewhere else, but 2 smaller armies showed up to break my siege.
I yield.
I give up. I give up.
And that's when I used this strategy, recommended to me in the comments. To build 1 trebuchet, put in reserve, repeat 3 more times, then deploy all 4 at once. It worked, like a flawless machine. Nothing they built survived. The walls crumbled easily. The assault was fast, clean, efficient. I didn't even need a ram or siege towers. What a strategy. I was really impressed. In between the chaos, I received another castle. Apparently, it was also under siege, and I hadn't even noticed. Well, thanks, I guess. At least that one made money. Not much, but it was positive. But luck never comes alone, and neither does trouble. Leaving the castle, I ran into a huge number of enemies surrounding me. It was worrying, and for good reason. I went down in battle, but somehow my army didn't scatter. Maybe the captains helped morale? I don't know. I just know, even with me on the ground, they sent the enemy running. It's a lesson I learned since episode 1. You have to trust your men. And remember the castle I donated? Yeah, I got it back. Well, alright then, I guess. Now I had 2 castles, but neither was helping my finances. In fact, the first one was still draining everything. I hadn't figured out how to make these fights actually work. Meanwhile, my brother entered adolescence. I focused in on engineering. Nobody else in the clan had it, and faster siege construction could make a huge difference. And here's the weird detail. Instead of finding my siblings imprisoned in the castle I reclaimed, they simply reappeared in distant cities. I still have no idea how that works. It doesn't matter. I just started aiming higher, a city. I gathered a large army, but before marching out, one of the castles was besieged again. Off I went to defend it.
I am your prisoner. No.
Once I solved, I reinforced my troops and moved towards the attack. I used the same 4 trebuchet strategy. It feels kind of cheesy, but I admit, it works, and it works beautifully. Using trebuchet like this, like, I don't know, it's kind of broken. Look at this shit. Like, doesn't seem fair, you know. Walls shattered, defenses collapsed, and the assault began. With the walls down, everything becomes easier. The infantry floods in like a violent tide. And that's when I knew it. This is epic. The walls down, my men advancing strong. This is my city. Yeah. I showed mercy at the end. I wanted that city for myself. And remember the old trinket quest from the beginning? I talked about it with Grand Prince Hagenvad while he was in prison. He didn't say much, but the quest keeps moving forward slowly. This time I spent influence in the vote. I wasn't letting this city slip away, and I won. While I tried to understand how to manage my fights, we lost the castle again. Off I went to retake it. And yes, I was already annoyed by it. But again? Seriously, it feels like I'm the only one doing shit in this entire kingdom. Where's everyone else? We do have more armies. Where are they? Like they're hiding somewhere? What the hell? Their forces attacked.
Engage the enemy! Leave no one breathing! Up! Yield! Rend.
We won, and I reclaimed the castle. Okay, we got the castle again. Seriously, this castle keeps switching hands non-stop. There's no way it's still profitable, really. It's probably bleeding money like the other one. I'm not sure if I even should have taken it. I disbanded my army, but this time, it didn't even come to me. Not, honestly, it's better this way. Let someone else pay for this mess. And return it to Tiao. I needed to understand how to make the city profitable. The only thing I knew was that I needed a governor of the same culture. And that's when I found her at the tavern. Marina. She worked with her father. Parents died, but because of a birthmark, they said she was cursed. Exiled, had nowhere to go. He started to wonder. Sad story, really. Damn, she even has some good perks here. But she had exactly what I needed, sturgeon culture. In that moment, she went from wanderer to city governor. A massive career jump, if you ask me. Loyalty was still negative, but improving relations with the notables would help. I spoke with one, and I learned the issue. Merchants were banning artisans from selling. He asked me to deliver his materials directly. I accepted anything for loyalty. On the way, I helped an ally being attacked.
Fighters, hear me! Engage!
She thanked me quickly. Okay, so how the hell do I get in? This guys? Okay, gotta find a contact to be able to get in. Whatever, I just need to talk to some guy and make a delivery to someone else, I guess. It was stealth, but moving carefully, I found the contact and made the delivery. On my way back to Tiao, I noticed Vladiv Castle. The one that constantly changes hands was under siege, an allied one. I considered, but then a peace offering appeared. I mean, the numbers is like, if I join, I think I can win. It would be like one last battle before Peace Street, just to farm some influence. Yeah, sure. I waited for the fight to start, then charged in.
Attack now!
I went down again. I left with several enemy nobles as prisoners.
I give up!
I give up.
I give up. I give up.
The peace vote passed and the war was over. Back in Tiao, everything was positive. The city was profitable, but my overall balance was still negative. And Nudik Skala Castle still needed a sturgeon a governor. With no war, it took no time to clear the region and raise my relations with the people. I found a man who needed tools. I didn't know where to get them, so I sent Hight. She was the best for the job. In Balgard, I met Korot. I didn't pay much attention to his story. Nomadic clan attacked. He survived. Now wanders doing whatever work he can find. And without thinking too hard, I recruited him, assuming he was a sturgeon, given the city we were in. But when I placed him as a governor... What? Why is negative? Oh crap, he's not even I'm such an idiot, I didn't even check it. I left the castle without a governor. At least I used him as a scout. Geared him and my sister, who now had joined my party, and cleared a bandit hideout. Everything started to become peaceful without war. Met more nobles, advanced the trinket quest, and this man asked for raw materials. I sent Korot. Peacetime is perfect for letting your companions handle the quests. And after all this, on day 305, for the first time, everything's aligned. Fives making profit, loyalty rising, new companions in the clan, and almost halfway to tier 4 clan. There were battles, siege, castles that were lost and reclaimed, and now even an entire city under my command. I really made it this far, huh? But this calm raises one question. What is the next move? Expansion, diplomacy, more war? I'm sure it is inevitable. Whatever comes next, this is only the foundation. The throne is still far away, and I'm only just getting started. And as always, thank you for watching. Subscribe. You are more than welcome to follow my saga toward the throne. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course, tips in the comments, I always appreciate it. See you next time, and bye bye.